WrestleMania 41 is in the books. Well, night one, that is. And I started watching wrestling at WrestleMania 5. So if you carry the 1, you times it by 3, divide by no life. I've been watching wrestling for 35 years. No, wait, 5 minus 36 years. 36 years! Haha! I'm Asian too, so my mom's so disappointed that I got that math question wrong. But that said, how does this WrestleMania stack up to all the WrestleManias previous? So I got a chop scale of 1 to 10. We're gonna rank it today. So let's get started. First off, Jey Uso versus Gunther. Jey Uso's actually gonna win the World Heavyweight Championship, and I'm gonna tell you right now how you can win the World Heavyweight Championship. This one on my shoulder, I'm going to give it away. And how do you win, you might ask? Well, you got to comment, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell notification, and you can win this belt. I've already given away two belts, and I'm trying to hit 20,000 subscribers, so help me out by liking the video, get the engagement out, but you gotta comment so I can pick a random comment from a random video, and at 20,000 subscribers, I'm going to give it away free of charge and everything, because I'm trying to quit the day job and produce wrestling content full-time for you beautiful people. And before I go further, I'm gonna say this was a very safe WrestleMania. This was Triple H's playbook. I just realized what Triple H does a couple weeks ago. What he does is this. He tricks us into thinking that this was an amazing and awesome show. Because I'm going to, spoiler alert, that the main event was amazing and awesome. However, the rest of the show, it wasn't bad and it wasn't great. It was just like, it was good enough. It was very safe, and safe isn't necessarily a bad thing, but when everything is safe, then I don't know. Let me just say my yawn counter, I yawned 14 times. I yawned 14 times during WrestleMania Night 1. And you're like, wait, did you count your yawns? Yeah, I did, actually, because I've gotten to the point where these shows can be so laborious that I've started a yawn counter. And I'm legit about it. And I drink Red Bull throughout the entire event. So it's like, I'm trying really hard not to yawn. But that said, Triple H does it really safe, plays it by the books. Go to my prediction video. I got every prediction right, even the twist at WrestleMania, the main event tonight. I got everything correct. And what he does is he goes very, very safe, and then the last 5 minutes is when all the chaos happens. The chaos happens, and so you walk away just on this really high. Your endorphins are going off the roof, and you're like, that was the greatest thing ever. Night 1 was amazing, but you forget the 4 hours before that was either okay to bad. And it's like, okay, it's like good enough. It's good enough. This WrestleMania would be like a 6 out of 10 chop if it wasn't for the main event. But that's the problem. That's how Triple H always books. He only books the main event to be super solid, and then everything else he just coasts. And I know Triple H. I'm not real, so like I don't know. You aren't actually watching something, because Triple H has said that the IWC, the Internet Wrestling Community, we don't really exist. So I don't know. You're listening to a ghost. Woo! And so yeah, let's go on. So Jey Uso versus Gunther. This match was okay. It wasn't a bad match at all. I do believe that Gunther might have carried it a little more. And let's just pause also right here. I need you all to understand that I love Jey Uso and that I love Gunther. So if I say something not positive about Jey Uso, don't label me a Jey Uso hater. And if I say something not positive about Gunther, please don't label me a Gunther hater. We're allowed to like both. Okay? So anyways, I do believe that Gunther carried the match, but that's okay. It's okay for one person to carry the match. Jey Uso did fine. He did more than 3 moves. There was at least a power bomb in there. It was okay. I didn't have too many problems with it. He did come down the crowd. He was very subdued because I think he wasn't trying to get gassed. Sometimes he'll be out of breath by the time he gets in the ring because he's eating so much. And so he kind of just walked down the aisle of the crowd. Not a bad thing. We had some people with their flags, like a bunch of like flag people came out with the words yeet on it. I actually It was very, like, low budget, but I kind of liked it. Gunther came out to no fanfare, just, Gunther, which is okay. It's in his character to not want all the glitz and glamours, the dog and the pony show. But, yeah, so they fight. It's okay. It's an okay match. It's good enough. But then, the thing that ruined this for me, I thought Jey was going to win. I was okay with Jey winning. I was actually even happy for Jey Uso to win. But I was not happy with how it ended. So he does 3 splashes, Uso splashes. I'm totally okay with that. Pin him right there, that and there. But no, what he does is he puts him in the sleeper hold. And then, not even 3 seconds in, tap, 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 tap. That's when I was so mad. I had just got done telling everybody on my live stream, hey man, trying to be all peaceful and stuff. I was like, hey guys, if your guy or your girl doesn't win tonight, don't crash out. It's just, let's just enjoy WrestleMania. And then Gunther tapped. God, I wish I wouldn't have said that because I wanted to crash out. I was so mad. I don't mind Jey winning. I liked that Jey won. But did we have to totally take a crap on Gunther? I was so mad. I was just like, I'll be right back. And I walked away. I walked away for a solid 3 or 4 minutes because I was just so mad at how they done Gunther dirty. That was uncalled for. And I kind of low-key, I'm put my conspiracy hat on. Let's just pretend this is a conspiracy hat. I'm going to put that on and say, I think Triple H did that because he threw some shade at us, right? The internet community, and said, we're not real people. And then we just, myself included, made fun of them all weekend long about how we're not real people. And so suddenly the announcers on the pre-show was talking about how awesome the fans are again. Fans are great. But I think Triple H, maybe someone told him, dude, you shouldn't have called a portion of the audience not real. And so Triple H, he made good. He made peace, but then I think he's like, you know what? I'm gonna take Gunther and make him tap in 3 seconds. I think that was a response to our response to his response. All right, conspiracy hat off now. So yeah, I did not like Gunther tapping out. I liked Jey winning. I did not like Gunther tapping out in 3 seconds. Oh my gosh, come on. Can we protect him even if he's going to lose? Let him lose, but can we protect the guy? But very happy for Jey Uso. Yeet, Jey, yeet. And then, but I am happy that Gunther got a tour bus out of the deal because he did just re-sign and he did get a tour bus. So maybe that was fine, Triple H. I will tap out in 3 seconds, but I want a tour bus. So you know what? I guess I would tap out for a tour bus too. Give me a tour bus. Give me a tour bus. We go then to the Viking Raiders versus the New Day, and the New Day, they won. They, it was an okay match for what it was. I don't know what it is about the Viking Raiders. It's they have really cool moves, but I just don't care about them whatsoever. I'm just I'm over it. I'm not I was never even under it. I'm just I'm eye level to the Viking Raiders, War Raiders, whatever the heck they are, and I'm just you guys aren't it. You guys aren't it. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't want you to lose your jobs or anything, but I'm just I don't want to watch you either. I don't know. I know how I feel, and that's how I feel. So yeah, New Day won. They actually did the first cheating move I've ever seen in my life. They did it here at WrestleMania 5. Ravishing Rick Rude suplexes the Ultimate Warrior. No, turn it around. Ultimate Warrior suplexes Ravishing Rick Rude into the ring, and Bobby the Brain Heenan holds Warrior's foot down as Ravishing Rick Rude falls on Warrior. That's what they did here. Xavier Woods falls onto Ivar or other Ivar, and Kofi holds the foot down, and they win. So that was kind of cool. That was a callback to my anniversary of watching wrestling, my first time ever. And yeah, New Day win, and they run away and be like, ha ha ha, we won. So great call there. I want the New Day to have a very long title reign. So very, very happy. The next match, we have Jade versus Naomi. Oh, before we talk about the match, they did this really weird thing. They did for Jade Cargill, they had a fake weather report, and it was supposed to be like, I think, comedic, humorous, and it just did not land. So, like, we tried it. Great. I'm all for trying new things. However, this was a hard fail. It was bad. You think my jokes are bad? Holy crap. This was like cringe level. I don't know. It was like one of the most cringy things I've ever seen in WWE, and I was there when the gobbledygooker hatched out of an egg. So let's just forget this ever happened. We'll never talk about it again, okay? I love this match. This was a really good match. I would have preferred if Naomi had won, but I understand why Jade won. Jade is like a juggernaut. She is like the future of the women's division, and they paid a lot of money for her. But I was hoping that Naomi would get it because Naomi, low-key, has just built a character, right? An awesome character. But I understand why they let Naomi lose because her character is so great now that it don't even really matter if she loses. She's like the Joker now. We all expect the Joker to lose, but we want the Joker to come back. You can't have Batman lose. Batman can never lose to the Joker, but the Joker can always lose to Batman. I made that up on the live stream. I thought it was pretty clever. Barry Horowitz myself, but yeah. So Naomi, the Joker, can lose and go away and come back just as strong and crazy as ever. But Batman, Jade Cargill, can never lose because once she loses, it's over. So yeah, Jade Cargill won her WrestleMania match and she gets to go on looking strong, looking dominant, but it was a good match. And there was this one move, holy crap, Naomi jumped and somehow from the top turnbuckle or the middle turnbuckle, and Jade caught her into a suplex. Like suddenly Naomi jumps and then she's up in the air for a suplex. I was like, what? What? How did that even happen? Was that AI? Am I watching AI? I did not understand how the laws of physics worked like that, and yet it was there, and she gave her a suplex, and great job. Great job to both of them. Great job to Jade Cargill, who everybody always says can't wrestle. She wrestled pretty good tonight, and Naomi, being a veteran, leading the rookie-ish person throughout a match and making everybody look good. Everybody looked good here. Great match. I would have preferred Naomi, but I understood Jade Cargill. Made all the sense in the world. Now we go to LA Knight, and the Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu. And this was okay. This was good. It was by the numbers. I will say this, there is something that I want to say. Jacob Fatu came out with like a werewolf mask because he's a Samoan werewolf, and the War Raiders came out with some gear, and Naomi came out with these weird shoulder pads. It's like they spent a ton of money, but then it's like they ran out of budget for costumes because it looked like the stuff that the wrestlers were wearing was 3D printed, and that was kind of weird. It would kind of take me out of the moment, but regardless, Jacob Fatu comes out, and then Solo Sikoa, he's like his hype man, and then he goes back. What a fall from grace Solo Sikoa got here. He doesn't even get to go to the ring. He just says, you got this, Jacob, and then he goes back. Oh man, his big old appearance for WrestleMania is going to be about 10 seconds of hyping Jacob Fatu up. Anyways, we go to the ring. LA Knight goes to the ring. He has a super cool car. It was a good match. It was a decent match. LA Knight, for the most part, like for the last year, I felt like he's been botching moves in these really high pressure, high profile matches, but he did it. He did it here. It was like everybody played their part. They went through the motions. We all knew that Jacob Fatu was going to win, and Jacob Fatu won. It was the right call. It was the safe call. The right call. And then we didn't get anything else. We didn't get Solo turning on Jacob. There was just no drama. It was like we were all just watching something. It was like one of those paint by numbers coloring books where it says use the color red, and then you go and you use the color red. You're like, okay, cool. I got the picture that I thought I would get, but it's like, oh man, maybe I should have just used the color blue. Shake it up a little bit. We needed WrestleMania. If WrestleMania was a hornet's nest, we needed someone to come by and poke it with a stick at least, and get all the hornets all a little upset and just go a little crazy. Because we didn't go crazy at all until the last 5 minutes. We would have had match of the night if it wasn't for the main event. Unfortunately, Rey Mysterio was legit injured on SmackDown, and they had to replace him with Rey Phoenix, which is crazy to me because, like, when they introduced Rey Phoenix before WrestleMania, I thought that was such a horrible idea, and yet it turned out to be a blessing for Rey Phoenix, but not Rey Mysterio, because we were able to slot in Rey Phoenix pretty easy. Now, I'd be super upset if I was Dragon Lee, because Dragon Lee has been on the roster for a long time, and he's actually in the faction that Rey leads, so like storyline-wise, it should have been Dragon Lee, but I understand why they did Rey Phoenix. Rey Phoenix is a little hotter, and this was a really good match. Grande Americano came out to like the funniest old-timey like filter on the screen. He had a mariachi band. They all had American made or American Grande like masks on. It was just really fun. And then Rey Phoenix comes out, who I wonder if Rey Phoenix is really Chad Gable. I kind of spoke about that on my live chat. I'm starting to think that maybe there's a chance, but I don't want to I just don't know. I just don't know if Rey Phoenix is Chad Gable. I'm having suspicions, but let's just pretend that nobody here is Chad Gable. And we have Americano Grande versus Rey Phoenix. Great match. Great match. Eventually, Grande puts in something on his mask and he headbutts him, knocks him out, he wins. It was fantastic. It was just a fantastic match. And Rey Phoenix does a lot of crazy stunts. I'm surprised he does not botch more, because like he's running the ropes, he's doing all these crazy flips. Dude is like, yeah, he's legit. He's a legit high-flying luchador. Very happy to have him. He doesn't have as much personality as Penta, his brother, but definitely great in the ring. That's where his personality is when he's doing his high-flying moves. Grande wins. Right call. The right call right here. And maybe, hopefully, Rey Mysterio gets better, and then we can like kind of kick that match down the road. Who knows? Maybe SummerSlam, mask versus mask match. The set, by the way, the Vegas set looked beautiful, looked awesome. I wonder if they didn't do slot machines and made it look like a casino because of the first All-In, AEW's first All-In. That looked, they had poker chips, John Moxley standing on the poker chips. So they were probably trying to avoid comparison to AEW's first ever event. But yeah, so overall though, the stage looked great. Then we go to Flair. We have Charlotte Flair versus Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany came out. It was like three Barbie dolls, and Tiffany is one of them, and then Tiffany walks out while the other Tiffany Barbie dolls are still in their little pods or whatever. That's kind of cool, kind of unique. Tiffany is like the buff Barbie, but what I didn't like was Charlotte came out second. To me, the champion always comes out first. You can thank Jesse the Body Ventura for saying that, because at WrestleMania 5, Macho Man came out first, and then Hogan did, but Macho was the champion, so that's why it's just been ingrained in me ever since. And today, Charlotte Flair came out second. Love or hate her, the champion always comes out second to me. This match, we were all kind of like, are they going to play ball? Like, are they going to shoot on each other? Is this going to be real? Is this going to be legit? Because they definitely have some real life animosity towards each other. They kind of went off script a couple times during the build-up. But that said, it looked like maybe there was a couple stiff shots, but overall, they definitely, they had a good match. A lot of people in the live stream were telling me that they were bored with this match. I didn't think it was that boring, to be honest, but I did yawn a lot. This is where a lot of my yawns on my yawn counter came from, so maybe it was, but I was okay with it. I was okay with it. Towards the end, there was a spot where I was like, "Oh God, did Charlotte just get knocked loopy?" I wasn't sure, but I don't think it was. Charlotte Flair takes the loss. Tiffany chips her tooth, gets a little bloody, has a bruise, looked really tough, and I want to say that kudos to Charlotte Flair for putting over Tiffany Stratton. Especially because you probably don't like her. So I respect that. I do respect that, it could have gone many, many ways, and Charlotte could have made Tiffany look very, very bad. And whether you like her or you don't, Charlotte put over Tiffany, and Tiffany now looks strong, and this is what Tiffany needed for her title match, her title reign, and to move forward, because she's been kind of a weak champion, and hopefully this will boost her up, her confidence, her everything, to being like, okay, yeah, that is not just the future, but that is the present. So Charlotte loses. Where does she go from here? I don't know. Maybe she can go to Queen of the Ring. She can bounce around that tournament for a while before we see her back into the title picture. And then we go to the main event. Seth Rollins came out first. He came out first with a flamethrower. Then he has black on, goes dark. He has white on. Then we have Roman Reigns comes out. That was surprising. Roman's not last. And then we see a bunch of like images of Roman's family, the Anoa'i family, as he walks down. And then CM Punk gets a video package. He gets live music. I thought it was a little overkill considering that the other guys didn't really get anything. I get it. It's CM Punk. He got Paul Heyman, and it's his first WrestleMania, so I kind of sort of understand it, but I felt like, why not just give everybody a video package? I guess that's a small gripe in the grand scheme of things. This was a great match. Great match, even if there weren't really any stakes. There was a moment where Seth talked Roman into doing the Shield powerbomb. I thought that was so cool. And I was like, Seth, you better not turn on Roman here. And then Roman turned on Seth, and I'm like, oh, well, I'm kind of okay with that. yeah, I'm a hypocrite, but at least I acknowledge when I'm a hypocrite. So the match was good. It was like, I'm not gonna go move for mood. I'm not gonna be like, and then there was a GTS, and then there was a spear, and then there was a curb stomp. There was a lot of those. There was a lot of 2.9 kickouts. It was just a fantastic, great match. But at the end of the day, there's a new Paul Heyman guy, and that's Seth freaking Rollins. He turns on Punk, low blows Punk. And then he goes to his tribal chief, and Roman's like, yes, I've got Paul Heyman. And then he low blows Roman Reigns as he's about to hit him in the back. And then Seth, it's revealed. Seth doesn't even turn around. He just says, give me the chair. And Paul Heyman gives it to him. And then he attacks. He wins. And I'm just like, even though I called it, go look at my prediction video, I still was like, no! I feel so bad for Roman. I know Roman's a heel. I know he's not like a good guy, but I still feel bad for him. I just love Roman so much. I'm sorry. I'm a hypocrite. What are you gonna do something about it? But yeah, so Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins. Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins, they walk away. They're the winners. This was a great match. I told you earlier, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chops out of 10 because it was so safe. Maybe 7. I'll give it a 7 out of 10 because it wasn't bad. It was just so safe. Very forgettable. But because of this main event, that instantly gets another chop. This was an 8 out of 10 night 1 WrestleMania because it was all there. It was like, yay, but it was the last match that really brought it over to the hump. And it was just a really, really good last match. Enjoyed the heck out of it. And I was very interested in tomorrow. I'm wondering if Seth Rollins is going to now go and be with The Rock, because there's been many things that key in on Seth Rollins aligning. He did a rock bottom. He did a sharpshooter. He had a flamethrower like Rock. So, plus he dressed up kind of sort of like The Rock on SmackDown. I don't know. I think Paul Heyman might be the guy who's connected Seth and The Rock together. And yeah, so there you go. That was night 1 though. Night 1, that'll be night 2. We'll talk night 2 tomorrow. I did enjoy myself. It was safe. and then the end blew my mind. So do what you will with that information. 8 out of 10 chops for night 1. I recommend seeing the Jade Cargill Naomi match, the El Grande Americano Rey Phoenix match, and the Triple Threat. You don't have to watch the New Day match, but just know that it's awesome that they won. And yeah, and if you like to see Gunther lose a lot of his aura, then watch the ending of the Jey Uso match as well. That's about it. Boys, girls, have yourselves a great day. I'll see you tomorrow for hot takes. There's a hot take post in the community tab. I'm going to film those at 8 in the morning, and then we'll do a live stream, and then we'll do a review. See you, bye. Have a good night.